Good morning, welcome to the first live stream of today. Now, today we are going to be doing two live streams. We'll be doing one this morning, so one right now before the race, get this one done and over with. And then we're going to be doing one later on this afternoon for Imola, get round 7 done today. And then we're on to Monaco, probably by tomorrow evening or whenever. I might do that actually Tuesday. I don't know when that live stream will be, but it'll be either tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, or Tuesday evening, one of the two, whichever I decide. I'm not going to make any pledges to decide when to do that. But yeah, right now we are leading the Drivers' Championship by a healthy 27 points, ahead of Charles Leclerc, and then Max Verstappen in fourth, who's just really got his season going with a double podium finish, a second, fastest lap, and a race win. My only big concern coming up for this season is the development rate of Apex GP, who really have developed their car this season and is already ahead of Aston Martin in terms of the performance index. And the reason that's so alarming is because if I just show you the performance index, want to try and show you the other one, progress history. Okay, there is apparently a big leap between themselves anyway and Ferrari, but you can already kind of see how close the top three are. Right now, Red Bull got the quickest car, followed by McLaren, then ourselves in third at the moment, according to this graphic and the index. But nonetheless, Apex GP are flying, and it wouldn't shock me if by, let's say, Belgium, they're already in this top three group and potentially surpassing us. And the thing is, my concern is, how is that going to affect the latter stages of the championship season? Obviously, it shouldn't too much, because either way, we'll have the advantage, probably anyway, too much of an advantage to overcome for Apex GP and their drivers. But I do get, I think now, it's almost becoming a bit of a case where, if it is true there is a bug in the game which is causing Apex GP, because I have read that on the forum, if that is true, which I did not know about before selecting them, by the way, but if that is true, there is a bug, it's going to be so detrimental to now actually make sure we make the most of this first half of the season and make sure that we develop at such a nice rate ourselves, where we can hopefully be the fastest car. So yes,
okay, radio check.
The Sunshine State of Miami, of Florida, of course. That is where we are at then.
They told you about the new parts that have come in from the factory, right? Well, they're all fitted and good to go. I hope they do the trick.
So yeah, we do have new parts on the car. That is correct. This race, then, I'm not sure we're going to do tyre management. We'll just go out on the softest compound for now. Get that done. Get the qualifying strategy or pace done. So I'm not sure what tyre we're going to be round here, but already we're on 9%, which is quite crazy. Usually, if you drive out the pits, you only probably suffer about 1 to 2%. So obviously that's why, but nonetheless, such a deficit there is. So don't expect this to be the car feeling at its absolute best anyway. Let's get this qualifying program completed, I suppose. Try and do our Usual thing, get the full resource points, and then we'll go into the track climatization program with then race pace. And yes, so much understeer, like that's absolutely ridiculous. And that's mainly just due to the tyre. This is probably why maybe in future I might start driving out, just so we get the maximum grip available. Because the understeer is rife there. Absolutely rife. It is. Anyway, on with the quality program. We lose the rear end. Again, how much of this is due to the fact we just don't have the tyre grip? Probably a lot of it. But you can see already the tyre's on 18%. So really gonna have to make up a lot of time here. Not sure we're gonna do it. We're not. So we actually fail the qualifying objective.
Okay, that's the test over.
And yeah, I don't really know whether to put that down to thing is, I don't know if we can do that again, if it will allow us to use a new set of softs. No, it won't. So yeah, that's basically that then
okay,
done.
Engines fired up, we're set.
And the thing is, you wouldn't wear, as I say, that much on a outlap, so we failed that objective at least. You'd probably only wear about half that, and you'll see what I mean. Like on the outlap here, like the tyre wear is substantially less. I mean, you're talking about 4%, 5% maybe less, or even more. In fact, you could be even talking 8% less tyre wear just through doing a normal outlap, and you'll see what I mean. So we started the last lap with 8%. Bear in mind this is a hard though. But I think we'll probably start the tyre simulation with probably about 1 or 2%. Maybe a little bit more. We're already creeping up towards the higher end. So maybe about 4%. But it's still half of what the actual tyre wear is in normal conditions, just through doing a normal outlap, which I think shows, like, quite frankly, the difference between, well, it's probably beneficial to not do that, because right, just imagine we started that lap with 4%, probably easily get it done, the qualifying program, just due to the grip being there, but with it on the percentage it was on, yeah, no chance. So, is this track climatization or tyre wear? I think it's tyre wear, this one.
We're going to want to rerun the program if we can't improve on that time.
Alright, tyre wear program. So it should be easy enough. Signed with a small impediment. Out the pits, but a difficult place. Anyway, to come out the pits here is, it sort of properly puts you on the racing line, it does. Yeah, it's not the nicest of pit exits. Anyway, we're 7 tenths up. I need to find a way to just keep the tyre wear stop going down, but I feel like I'm driving really nicely off the corners. If that makes sense. When I say nicely off the corners, I don't feel like I've been aggressive off the corners, if you know where I'm coming from, and still we're in the red zone. I mean, I don't know how much slower I must go here. Yeah,
We're down on our target times. Let's try to find a bit more.
I just don't know what else I could have done that lap. Besides, yeah. Besides going this slowly, but how slow I must go. Second lap is looking better, but again, really having to nurse the tyre. And the thing is, given that we're having to nurse the tyre so much, like, ooh, a little bit deep. Gentle corner, trying to be just almost as if there's eggshells or whatever.
Okay.
Right, there we go.
Test complete, and that was a really good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that. Well done.
As I say, the thing is, you wouldn't drive like that in the race. Like, you just wouldn't. Unless, like, you were in a situation similar to maybe Bahrain. Okay, maybe I might do that. Like, I think Bahrain, a couple of times, we just tried to reserve, held back a little bit. But you would only, like, sort of coast for a little bit. Why are we on this tyre? I don't want to be on that tyre. Like, my goodness, why have we gone out on that tyre? That tyre's worse. Kind of want the hard again. But we'll drive out.
Okay, guys, everyone be aware the car's ready to go.
That way, at least then, wherever the damage is, it's in our hands. So yeah, we'll get at least this race pace done, and then into sprint qualifying. Obviously, it is a sprint, this race, so it will take a little bit longer to stream. Probably 2 hours we're talking about, roughly. So, yeah, if you haven't checked out the Jeddah stream, well, not the Jeddah stream, the Jeddah recording, go check that out. Did qualifying, did what do you call it, also normal practice, I think, and the race. So yeah, that's obviously been done, been dealt with. Qualified 8th, finished 2nd, so we had a good race. The actual car in the race was very, very good, not gonna lie. Obviously, we have had a few upgrades to this car now, so in theory, the car's better certainly than it was at the start of the season. Red Bull right now looking the strongest team in this career mode so far. Verstappen started also fairly low down the order, but came through himself to win. I think he started 5th or somewhere like that. He, in the M1, the race, just was able to get through the traffic. He was a little bit of contact between himself and Hamilton he had, actually. Right, on with the practice program. The thing is, good thing about race strategy, you can just drive it a little bit more normally, how you might race in the race anyway. But with some of the other ones, like especially time management, fuel management, I just think it's a bit too unrealistic in my view. A little bit deep there, but it's okay. A little bit of oversteer on the exit. No way, that invalid. Was it invalid? Let's have a look. To me it felt in, but yeah, so looking at second part, maybe it was. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Just, but anyway, we'll use a what you call it, a flashback. It's only practice, so yeah. Unlike the qualifying program, anyway, at least we're gonna pass this to some extent. So far, the car is handling decently. Hit that wall. Alright, how is that damage going to affect the car now? Probably won't affect the car too much, but it is what it is. This is to get the over 50 points. Resource points at least now. Getting a little bit deep there. Certainly in qualifying, need to try and make sure a bit maybe sharper into that turn. So I might just up the front wing a little bit by 1 notch or 2 notches before we start qualifying. And again, just clumsily invalidating there. That was a bit clumsy more than anything else. Right, there we go. So we've done the qualifying program. Sorry, practice program. And now we can get into the sprint qualifying.
Sadly,
then.
It's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. However, we'll be back shortly for more Formula One action.
So George Russell, then ourselves, we end up in second place there behind Lando Norris. Lando goes quickest in that session by about 51 thousandths. Once again, Apex GP just looking ever so slightly stronger, and that's my concern.
Welcome
I think
back to Miami,
this is why
welcome to qualifying.
we kind of need to
Only
make
raw
the
speed
most.
will separate these drivers today, but the question is, who's got what it takes to get pole?
Okay, let's have a comms check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Rightio, so gonna go out on our first round shortly. We're not gonna go immediately out, no need to. We're gonna just wait a little bit. Have taken a new engine power unit. We have took that last race, I believe it was. Was it last race? Yeah, last race. Right, so we're just gonna sim the session forward a little bit, just so then we're not going straight out, because it just don't make sense to go straight out right now. So we are going to have to go quite fast, I'll tell you that now. 27.7. That's what we're going to have to
Standing
do.
by.
And that's a very fast lap time we've got to try and go and beat, because I'll tell you what, we haven't even done that in time trial. Again, obviously the track might feel different, so it might be a little bit grippier, I have no idea. Obviously the car, in theory, should be better than what it is in career mode, than what it is in time trial. We are driving now a slightly upgraded version of this Mercedes. Right, just gonna back off, do what they do in real life. Exit the pit lane very slowly. Give ourselves the gap.
I'm afraid we've dropped to P22. P22.
So we are officially 22nd here. However, we haven't done a lap time. Everyone else has done a lap time. They've obviously all gone first. Is a yellow flag here? What is it for? Again, don't want to get too close to the cars ahead, so I'm willing to just sacrifice a bit of lap time. I want to make sure I'm about 6-7 seconds back before beginning our flying lap, hopefully, which I'm not sure if it'll be good enough for pole, but certainly going to have a crack at the whip. See, this is what I mean. Look how much lower the tyre percentage is. 1%. So here we go then, on a flying lap of Miami. Short shifting a little bit, maybe too much there. Wrong gear as we come across the line, bit deep into one.
We've been pushed down to P22.
So not doing any purple sectors at the moment. Again, also missing DRS timing. Bit of a messy lap. But to me, this is our first kind of real attack lap of the whole session. Let's see where it is. Come across the line. It's a 28.3. So where does that put us? Puts us 9th. So yeah, not a great qualifying at all for a 28.3. Certainly a very messy
And that's
lap
it for sprint
overall.
qualifying. Plenty more
So,
coming up over
yeah,
the
ahead
rest
of
the
our
weekend.
teammate,
So
but
we'll see you all
behind
tomorrow.
quite a few drivers. But a big gap between Verstappen, well, between Piastri and then Joshua. And then it's really condensed between everyone else from basically, is that, well, where is that down to? So basically really condensed from Oliver Bearman up to 4th, effectively. Joshua Pierce for Apex qualifies 4th there, so very good qualifying for the Apex GP driver, which, as I say, does seem to be a car which seemingly be shooting now above its weight. But yeah, that was certainly a messy lap. Without maybe such a mess, maybe if it was a little bit cleaner, I think we would have been able to get somewhere in the top 4 region. I think probably be 4th had we just, done one or two things better there. But I don't know whether we had the pace for pole. That was a very quick lap by Verstappen, a 27.3 or whatever it was. 27.2, I think.
Off the back of a fantastic and striding into our commentary box to join us today.
Right.
Okay, radio check. Radio check.
Radio check.
So strategy is
Okay, here we
obviously
go. I know what you
a
can do.
no-stop
Don't let me
strategy. Gonna take a little bit of fuel out for this race. And yeah, let's see what we can do from them P9 on the grid. Obviously, championship lead, in theory, shouldn't be able to change today. But you never know, like, realistically. What's right now McLaren scoring? It's a 14-point gap in the standings. Right now, I believe they're scoring 13 points. So, yeah, they wouldn't take the lead, but they'd certainly be very close to it. For Max, also, he'll gain potentially a few points on us. So will Oscar. It is a 27-point championship lead coming into this race. So,
Okay,
whilst
radar
it's
is clear,
unlikely
good for
that
now.
the championship lead will switch this race to Oscar, it's not out the realms of possibilities. Certainly, if we have a very bad race, then who knows? But yeah, for Sonny Hayes and Joshua Pierce both going strong. Sonny Hayes not as strong. I think Joshua Pierce, is he British in the game or is he American? I feel like he's American. So they are both American, at least. It's a very good result for the American driver. I presume Sonny is the weaker of the two drivers.
Okay, incredible parking there, nice one. That's going to give you the edge if you can get good launch as the race starts. Okay,
So here we go
that's the
then,
rest of the grid
for
forming up
the
now. Be
Miami
patient and watch for
sprint
those
race. What is today's race going to unveil? 5 red lights are on, it's lights out, and away we go. We get a decent start from our grid position down in ninth, already up into the points as we dart down the inside, on the inside of Ocon, but in the end just couldn't get the position then there. And Ocon remains then in 6th, but Leclerc going on the inside of the Haas driver and gets through as we see a potential opportunity around the outside, but in the end not able to get the job done. So we have to back out of that for now, but we are at least up into the points, so scoring at least hopefully a point out this one. As Tsunoda coming at me, very quick in a straight line. Tsunoda is my. Not even with DRS that isn't. As we manage to keep our car on the inside, can we hold on to this P8? Going to be quite crucial for our race to do so if we're stronger in the corners today. There's got a little bit of a train behind Joshua Pierce. Joshua Pierce so far probably the slowest of this group by the looks of it, as the Aston Martin attacks him. And now it looks like McLaren leading, and it looked like it could be a McLaren 1-2 up front, so it's going to be even more important for us just to score some points here in order to hold on to the Constructors' Championship lead over McLaren right now. McLaren second in the standings currently. Ourselves at Mercedes are first. So it's going to be a very important race then. Just hold on a little bit. Right now, not really much we can do. Tried to just line up for a move there off the corner, but not really much effect that wasn't. As we see Ocon now going for a move down the inside of Leclerc. Was there a little bit of contact? Not entirely sure.
Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy.
So Ocon and Leclerc keep trading positions as we come across the line saying our fastest lap of the race. Haven't made any progress since the opening lap, really, so
Tyre condition still looking good.
only turning into a bit of a difficult race. As we go a little bit deeper, it's allowed Tsunoda just to sneak through on the inside of us, and also might be in a little bit more trouble here.
Okay, we lost the position, trying to keep focus.
Against Hulkenberg. So yep, that's another position lost. And more importantly, point gone out of our hands. Just sliding everywhere and virtually nothing we can do. Don't really look like Antonelli is having the greatest of races either, so it's not just myself struggling right now. Both of our Mercedes cars not in the points, and both our Mercedes cars down in the worse end of the grids right now.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 2.0 seconds. You're dropping a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second.
So, lap 4. Yeah, this car not doing well at all. How bad are the tyres? I'm wondering. They're okay. I mean, they're not in the best of shape, don't get me wrong, but they're not necessarily in the worst either. But having burn up a bit of battery just to defend it. Tsunoda goes for the pass. Feel like we're going to have to get a bit of our elbows out soon, if we can. Yeah. Well, that's another position gone. Where is Antonelli? Antonelli's even further behind. Really, this race is just becoming about finishing now, to be fair. I don't think there's really much of a hope at points now in this one. Our race is, I don't want to say done, maybe we get a point or two, but certainly thinking about the constructors, it's certainly done because, yeah, Hamilton can just fly past like that. We haven't got a chance. And also, if our teammate's in a lot of trouble, clearly something, this car just isn't working here, effectively. That's to be brutal. Kind of slightly given up. So yeah, definitely need to qualify better in the main race, hopefully. I don't think we'll be able to win this one, but definitely top 4 possible, I think. I do think we got better pace if we were in clean air, but only if we were in the cleaner air, I think we've got the better pace. As we're in traffic, by the looks of it today, or this race, just isn't the race to be in traffic really for ourselves. Because through the corners we're looking okay, in fact we're looking ever so slightly stronger. Where we're not looking stronger is places like that. So Sonny Hayes is now through.
Try to stay with them. They might make a mistake and we could still regain the
Kimi
position.
Antonelli, even though I think probably got a bit too much surely on Kimi. He's not going to put up much of a fight anyway. Or not if Kimi Antonelli does come through, we will let him. But right now, doesn't seem to be in a happy place, a car in this traffic. definitely like through here, so you can see how much I've closed up there, but then we're losing it on the
Some
exit.
information on Doohan. They're retiring from the race.
Is Antonelli close enough? Nope, he's getting attacked by Liam Lawson, so there you go. So that's all you need to know. I would have let him through, even though there's not really much.
Okay, you're catching the
To
car
let
ahead,
him
but
through
remember,
four.
we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres.
So yeah, definitely not been our race. This hasn't the sprint so far. Doesn't really matter if Antonelli finishes ahead or in front. Makes no difference if he comes past. Wise, points long gone. Though, is it Hamilton? No, Hamilton's ninth, ain't he? So, yeah, points definitely long gone. Points, Ocon is the last point scorer and he's about 3 seconds, 4 seconds clear of us. Just looks maybe like straight line speed we lack a little bit maybe.
Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
So I feel confident if we can get car into the top 4 in qualifying, we'll have a better race anyway. That's just my take. In the corners, what I'm seeing is we are quicker, as you can see. So we've closed right down here on Sonny Hayes. Now, so long we had free air, we could use a bit more in the final part of the lap, but yeah. try and stay ahead of at least Alonso here. Give Alonso space just about. Alonso backs out. Alonso's going to come through. Just no pace off that corner as well. That's the other difficulty. See if we can get Alonso. Sort of dummies him. Defend the inside. And we're going to go around the outside to finish in either way what's been a miserable P13. So, yeah.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
I'm sorry for how this weekend's unfolding, guys. We had a very fast race car here. I get it right every time.
Lots of work to do, lots to analyze.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend.
So
we've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's the sprint race. So after that, Oscar Piastri now back within 20 points. So he just needs a race win, and we finish outside the points. He'll be the championship leader again. For I think the second time this season. Constructors standings, McLaren are now a point ahead of ourselves. So that's how that is looking. So we'll go into now what is going to be the main qualifying. It is meant to be a wet Grand Prix qualifying. So whether that has any, what you call it, effect on the result, have no idea. But yeah, looks like a wet qualifying with a dry race. So that certainly could shake things up a little bit. How wet is it going to be though? So it looks dry at the moment. So I think it's going to be very important to get the lap
Okay,
in
we seem to be having a
quick,
few software issues at the moment. Sit tight
no,
for a few
it looks
minutes
dry
while we reboot
still,
some things, okay?
So saying 0 minutes dry, which is alright. So long it's dry, don't really mind. How dry is it though? Everyone's gone out on inters. Okay, so even though it's saying dry, it is actually intermediate conditions. That's a bit weird, to say the least. Even though it looks dry, I have no idea. Dry, wet, no idea. So it is a little bit damp. Certainly overcast, certainly got that muggy feeling or muggy look to it, I suppose. So from there, so we'll go out, set a lap on this tyre. To be fair, it looks sort of like a bit 50-50 between being wet and being dry. I might give one dry run a go. If we qualify well, we'll see. It's just about, again, being easy on the out lap and then just trying to get in the lap that puts us somewhere.
We've been pushed down to P21.
Going to be a very important qualifying, because if we don't qualify well, we know in the race we're not really going to overtake. That's the thing we've already got to come to accept here. But we qualify well, who knows? I think certainly an opportunity is there for us to do something. The only thing I'm thinking, we might have to get a bit inventive with the strategy if we qualify badly. So, yeah. Certainly looking dry though. I mean, definitely going to attempt a lap on dry. I don't think we cannot attempt a lap here on the slicks. Here we go then. On a lap for the Miami Autodromo on the intermediate tyre. What can we do? First sector just having the most shine. First sector's okay, not great.
I'm afraid we've dropped to P22. P22.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go straight onto a slick here. I just think it is dry enough. I think the Inter's the wrong choice of tyre, you know? So, I'm going to go with what I think. And we'll just see if it works. If not, I feel like we've got anywhere enough time to come in, put back on the Inter, and go again on the Inter. Like, it was going to be an okay lap. I think we would have certainly got off the last row of the grid. I think on a slick definitely can be a lot better.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, when you're ready, let's go.
Yeah, let's see. Is this going to work? I mean, in my opinion, it should. In my honest opinion, it should and it will. The only question is, do the AI come out for a soft run shortly? So, initial grip feeling, not good, I'll admit that, but... feels okay, drivable. Whether it's drivable enough to be quick, that's the ultimate question. Obviously, kind of need the tyre to grip up. It's so weird because it's sort of like a
We've been pushed down to P22.
deja vu, or whatever they call it. Doesn't really feel great, I'll be honest. But yeah, it doesn't feel great at all. But yeah, just look at the understeer. But it looks bone dry. I mean, it's just one of these sessions, I take it. Right, let's just go for it. Let's see what we can do here on what in theory, according to the game, is the wrong choice of tyre. I have no idea. And in okay, not great though. Doesn't have to be great, you know? Just needs to be better than what the AI can and already have done on the inter tyre, the intermediate, effectively. So what's the first sector going to be? So 1.2 seconds up on Leclerc, which is good, I suppose. Obviously no DRS. That's definitely the case at the moment. I think we could have taken that much better. 1.5 up on Leclerc, so it is working to a certain extent.
I'm afraid we've dropped to P22.
But
P22.
I don't think this is going to be anywhere close to pole. What's the time going to be? Only good enough for P13. So there we go. Only good enough for 13th at the moment, which isn't great. I mean, we've had several laps on this tyre. I'll tell you what, it would get up to heat eventually, but we haven't. And yeah, kind of need to get back to the pits sharply now. And I guess commit to a final run. Do we go softs again? Because it is starting to get a bit more heat into the tyre.
Less than 1 lap of fuel left now. The tank's pretty much empty.
I just wonder, what is the correct thing to do here? Do we just play it safe, go out on an inter, or do I gamble and go for the slick again? Obviously, I kind of got to see what others are doing, but at the end of it did start to feel a little bit better. Felt drier for sure. Antonelli's gone fastest as well. I have no idea what compound of tyre he's on. Is he on a slick? What are they all now going for? So Jack Doohan's gone for a slick. Sorry, gone for a, what do you call it? So we're the only driver. Thing is, our sectors are just miles off, so I think I'm gonna go on to the inter. And let's go.
All set, we're ready to go, so let's get the car out onto the track.
I mean, it's the only thing I can do. If I go on a slick, even though Behrman's now on slicks, great. I have no idea. That's the thing, like, is Behrman going to end up on pole? Are we going to just overheat and cook our tyres now? Has everyone else gone on the slick tyre? I mean, if they have, that's really annoying, because it's sort of now, yeah, Hamilton's on a slick. Everyone's on slicks, aren't they? Is everyone on slicks? Please say they're not. So it's sort of okay, yeah, the top guys are all on slicks. We should have gone slicks. But it's a bit 50-50. But yeah, I don't know. This qualifying's a bit messed up, really. If you ask me.
We've dropped to P17. P17.
So we're just going to cook our tyres in the lap, so yeah, that's not great. I think we'll be able to get somewhere, not sure where somewhere will be. This qualifying's a bit annoying. Alright, let's go for it. Let's just see. Yeah, already 1.6 up on our personal best, which is, I suppose, good. 2 seconds. .31.8 for Lance Stroll. We'd almost have to go 9 seconds quicker to match that. Not sure we've got 9 seconds in our lap. I think he's one of the slick tyre runners.
Are you okay? That was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
I'm just going to use it anyway, because this qualifying's been awful. This whole race has been awful for us. It's not going to make much of a difference. Go about 6 seconds faster. So where does that put us?
Thanks, everyone.
11th. We are so done. Yeah, 11th. I just don't like qualifying sessions like that when it's, how can you put it, raining but not raining, if you know what I mean. Sort of like one of them qualifying sessions where realistically, you know, the weather doesn't reflect the conditions or whatever, or the track conditions don't reflect what the weather's doing effectively. So, overall, in terms of the race strategy, no idea. The only thing I'm thinking is we commit to a 2-stop. We do have some slower cars maybe ahead of us to a certain extent, but we're just going to have to be super aggressive with our overtakes to try and get something done today. I don't think anyone's beaten... Yeah, I don't think anyone's beaten the Red Bull of Verstappen. I think Verstappen will probably win by 20 seconds or something.
Welcome to the Magic City. We're here at the Miami International Autodrome, the home of the Hard Rock Stadium, a multi-purpose sports and entertainment hub which has hosted Super Bowls, Baseball World Series, numerous rock concerts, and of course, as of 2022, Formula One. With great opportunities for wheel-to-wheel battles featuring 19 corners, 3.36 miles long, and expected average speeds of 138 miles an hour, the Miami International Autodrome will be sure to create lots of chances to overtake. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, just edging out Alex Albon, and alongside me today is...
So it's certainly the most
Okay,
interesting
mate. Radio
grid.
check, please. Radio check.
Right, that's
Radio check.
the
Okay,
strategy.
mate. I know it's tough
then.
in there. It's hot.
Let's just get on with it. Let's go. So we're starting 10th then here. Position lower than what we did have in the sprint race. As I say, there are quite a few cars maybe inside top 10 that don't really belong in the top 10, such as the Williams or Sainz. Well, I can't really say the Aston Martins or
No
whatever.
threat of rain for
but
the time being.
yeah,
Conditions look
the
good.
only good thing is the two McLarens well out of position as well alongside ourselves. So for myself, it's actually maybe a chance to extend our championship advantage over Piastri. The only thing is, how many points is Verstappen going to chew out of us today? Slight chance we retake the Constructors' Championship lead. There is now. So sometimes there can always be a bit of a silver lining in life, I suppose. Qualifying this far back, we've got nothing to lose, so that's how I'm going to treat this race. Crash, we crash. It is what it is. So I'm just going to go for it, effectively. Good chance for also Red Bull to take a very healthy haul of points. Up there in first, and I believe it's 7th or 6th. Yeah, very good chance for Red Bull here. Score heavily. Right, let's go. Get on with then the race.
Superb parking there, mate. Let's make sure we get the edge on the surrounding drivers as the lights go out. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch.
And that's exactly the start we needed to a certain extent. We just looked at the back of Carlos Sainz. Antonelli, he's really flown off the start there. Where is he? Got to be careful, don't hit him. But, well, there we go. So, we're 10th and 9th. That's a brilliant start by us two Mercedes to a certain point of view. Just couldn't get past Sainz though on that start. So, that's a bit of a shame. But otherwise, yeah. Piastri having a look down my inside. He did, but I sort of made sure the door weren't left open. Kind of cost him more than it's cost me. As can we defend against Lando Norris? Lando Norris trying to come down. We massively outbrake ourselves. We go around the outside of now our teammate. That's more like it. So we're up to 9th now. Don't need Antonelli there. So let's see what we can do. Get a good exit here. Maybe we can get Oliver Bearman
We can now
down the
use
inside
DRS
on
now
Oliver
available.
Bearman up into 8th. Made sure not to leave him any room there. Just making sure he was effectively out of it. DRS available now. Just gonna try and capitalise whilst the field is bunched up like this. We have to not get bogged down anywhere. Bearman and Antonelli fight out for what is 9th place in the race. As I say, we're driving with a little bit of a nothing to lose temperament.
No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good.
Can we go around the outside of Carlos Sainz? We can. A little bit of contact there was, but nothing major. But we get the job done. Now up into 7th. So unlike the sprint, we are making moves. But Sainz is going to be all over the back of us. And he gets the move retaken. And that's a bit annoying. Right. You've got to be careful of that wall on the inside. We've got very close to it. I kind of got a clear Stroll and Sainz here. I need to. These are the two that definitely holding me up, and I mean holding me up that much. Went into the back of the Stroll there. Stroll just really slow at the braking zone. Under a little bit of pressure from Norris, but not much. Whoa, he was so slow there. I mean, super slow. Happy just to take a bit of a warning there, just to ensure we get the DRS. Car handling better than what it did in the sprint, to be honest with you. A lot better. For whatever reason. Maybe the track's warmer, potentially. These fuel loads even. Or maybe we're just driving a little bit better, no idea.
2.0 seconds.
Norris tried to sneak down the inside. Not having any of that today, buddy.
Okay, George, Norris is behind you. We want to keep them behind, please. This is super critical for our strategy.
I'm not keeping Norris behind. Norris has got me.
Okay, mate, that still wasn't quite.
I don't
what we
really
needed,
like
I'm afraid,
those
but look,
targets.
let's move on.
Keep
Keep
Norris
your head down and
behind,
chin up,
unless you're
focus to win the
massively
race.
faster.
Tyres are degrading fast. We can change strategy if you want. Check your MFD for details.
So, what's the MFD saying? So, lap
Copy
8.
that.
I was thinking of the undercut. Anyway, so I'm happy to go with that. It's only a lap earlier than what our intended pit stop plan is anyway right now. Might just help us gain a few positions. And it's all like the, how can I put it, I suppose the mood we're in. Be a bit aggressive. Right, need to sort of get back onto the end of this train here. We've lost a little bit of touch.
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
Final 2 laps of this stint need it to be excellent. Very deep. Yeah, we're going to lose a lot of time. Just not able to respond right now. Again, starting to probably feel the effect of tyre deg. Do I be super brave and go 2 laps early? I think one's a decent undercut, but 2, so going next lap, we're losing a lot of time right now on the track. Down to 9th now. Good thing is, Norris hasn't really made a move himself, which is good. So, right now we're in this Hamilton train of cars. That's the good news. Bad news is we're suffering maybe more than others with the tyre deg now. Although we've stuck well to the back of Antonelli this lap, to be fair. I'm not sure if Norris is about to pick up the position. No, he's not. So, still practically everyone running in the same order. We will have been for the last few laps. Right, so Devaney coming in next lap with the undercut here. Just don't want to get past contact ahead of us. We really made sure we were ahead at the apex there.
Push now, we're boxing this lap.
Again, deeper on the brakes. How we keep our wing intact there, no idea, but it is just about. Anyway, we are boxing end of this lap anyway, so this is where kind of need to try to at least not lose too much time. So I'm going to let Piastri go here, just in order to
focus. We need to stay on form.
In a decent position. Piastri clearly quicker at this moment in time. This is where, how powerful is the undercut going to be? No idea, but very important we don't get too killed here, or whatever you want to call it, to put out a sink. That's what I'm trying to say.
Box this lap, please. Box this lap.
Right, next up is Behrman behind, but Behrman won't obviously overtake us due to the fact we're coming in this lap anyway, where he will overtake us on pits, but not anything else. Right, this needs to be a good stop by our pit crew. So we're in the pits now. Let's see how well this Mercedes pit crew delivers for us today. Seems to be a good stop.
Okay, go, go, go.
That's a good
Perfect
stop.
job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
So, are we going to come out into clean air? I kind of hope so. This would be a very nice position to come out anyway into.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into
Perfect.
those tyres.
That is what you call a perfect stop for a undercut, hopefully. So now just got to push equally as hard, if not harder, on this out lap, and hopefully, naturally, because of the decay of their tyres, we'll able to jump a number of them in this pit stop phase of the race. Thing is, we're now in free air, so sort of unleash a little bit of our car pace, the true potential of the car, hopefully. Not an overwhelmingly fast middle sector, but it's only a first lap on this tyre, to be fair. A lot of drivers in. This is where I expect we're going to make up a nice amount of ground.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
So Ocon was fighting Hamilton, wasn't he? He's gone hard. But Hamilton was fighting Ocon, so I think that seems about right. Looking at where Ocon is. Definitely not lost time, which is good. So, can we close up to Ocon now and get the overtake done on him? Don't think he's on a one stop. Very shocked if anyone's doing a one-stop here.
The car ahead of you's just fitted the hard tyres.
Wasn't
Car
even
ahead, now
in
the
our
hard compound.
strategy. Yeah, must
Andrea's
be
in
there
the
too.
pits. Andrea is in the pits. flag.
So there's Antonelli. Come out ahead, but not much ahead. But
Okay,
we're
Andrea's coming in for his stop
further
now.
ahead of Sainz, which is good. So Sainz had a bit of a slow stop. Now, the thing is, that puts me in a bit of a negative position, not in a positive position. Gasly's out the race, but yeah, I can't really do much. I think I'm gonna have to let Antonelli go here. Give him as much as a toe, make his life also as easy as possible. There we go. So yeah, definitely can't really do much there against Andrea, because if we did, we'd jeopardise his race. He's ran the better stint. So he's also on medium, but he did run the better stint than there. I do wonder where we are in relation to everyone else, really. Haven't got amazing pace over Carlos. Sainz at the moment, which isn't good. Two McLaren's gone fairly long. Two McLaren's going very long. I do wonder if two McLaren's trying a one-stop here. They're going very, very deep into this one. But surely they're losing an awful lot of time as well. Yeah, and see the two McLarens. I mean, two McLarens definitely must be losing a lot of time. So there's still plenty of cars to come in and pit. We've got two Apex GP cars which are yet to make stops. But obviously the two McLarens yet to make a pit stop, I believe. And I believe maybe Hamilton still yet to make his stop as well. So definitely a few cars to come in and hit here in this race, but I don't see this being a one-stop race, really. If they do pull off a one-stop, why won't we on the one-stop then? Max Verstappen sends fastest lap of the race. We are now catching the back of this small train, which are two Apex GP cars holding up these two for us, which in a sense is a bit good and a bit bad, because now we're gonna join this train and now we're gonna start probably losing time for those who are undercutting, not gain time. So I think kind of gonna have to go aggressive here. That's gonna be my plan.
Okay, George, engine's running too hot. Engine is running too hot. Let's keep it a bit cooler for now, please.
Yeah, then I agree.
Seeing a lot of tires egg now. We've got a new strategy if you want to take a look at it.
I just want to go on a new strategy yet.
Copy.
With that. Only because we keep undercutting, we're going to undercut ourselves too much, effectively. I'm going to try and put Ocon under a bit of pressure. Later on the brakes. Can we? We can. And now one of the McLaren's, Ferrari's in, of Hamilton. Yikes, that's very, very late. Very, very late on the brakes there. But too late. So So they've got to definitely be on a one-stop here. Thing is, though, actually, like, they are going to make it work, aren't they? Holy smokes. Rear end just
DRS
didn't
is low,
like that.
DRS is low.
Now,
Consider changing
have we
mode
dropped
on your
out of
MFT
DRS?
or lift a little with gentle
We
braking
have.
into corners to recharge it.
There goes one, there goes two. Would be shocked if we have a third coming past somewhere. Yeah, we've got absolutely no pace in this car whatsoever. And if they're on a one-stop, I really don't see us being able to get much back into it, you know. They're practically done for saving 20 whole seconds. Yeah. Definitely beat the Apex GP cars, but we're not really wanting to fight Apex
window
GP.
now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
I think we're going to have to accept this ain't our race, and I'm just going to retire. No offence.
I'm afraid you've been given a time penalty for that last incident, mate.
Just accept this ain't my race, and I'm going to retire from this one. But we're just not making the progress I want to make to go forward.
You need to slow down before hitting the corners. We don't want to get a penalty.
So I'm just going to bring the car back to the pits and retire from race, just so we don't cause any safety cars or whatever. And that'll be then the end of today's stream, I suppose. We'll obviously headed back to the race result. Hopefully Kimi Antonelli is able to do something.
We've been handed a 3-second penalty for obvious corner cutting.
But yeah, first DNF then of the season for ourselves. Reason being, I just don't see where this pace is. The car pace has just been horrendous today, and for myself, if they're on a one-stop, we're not going to score points anyway, I don't believe, or didn't believe, and therefore just no point of continuing in a race where effectively we're not going to score. So obviously, hence why I've decided to call it a day and let this one be ended sooner rather than later.
And a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And that's 2 wins in a row now, of course, Crofty. And it marks the fact that it's not a fluke. So, you know, their head's in the right space. What more can we see going forwards?
Yeah. So let's see how that race in the end panned out.
Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
In the end, Antonelli only got a point. Yeah. They were all on one-stops. I thought as much. And that's what I mean. So if Antonelli only got a point and he looked certainly the better of the two drivers between us, I was getting absolutely nothing from that race. I can reassure you that now. Because obviously he was on a two-stop, I was on a two-stop, both of us on two-stop. He certainly looked like the better pace-wise, and that's that really. So it didn't make a difference. Hence I've decided to retire from that race. I thought, what was the point? No point of trying something. The only thing is, negatively affects our rating, that does obviously. But yeah, that's the first legitimate race where I just couldn't compete. Couldn't compete for a win, podium, or anything. Not even a point there, which is so disappointing. But it is what it is. You have some races like that, I suppose.
It seems as if you have a
and,
new rival.
yeah.
This is the perfect opportunity to show the world why you belong in this sport.
So
And to show me why you belong amongst my very exclusive clientele. That's a joke. I
got
love
a
working with you.
update coming, hopefully.
Okay,
That
all the new
is
parts have
then
been
done.
fabricated, and we're going to have them with us for the next Grand Prix.
That might make the car just a little bit better. Right, so we're gonna probably put on or try and buy a few updates. What should we go for? So Venturi Tunnels look like a decent update. So right now we are apparently the best car aerodynamically. So go for that, I think. That'd be pretty huge update actually to the car. And feel like the other thing we were lacking was a bit of engine power. So if we can get a nice update on the engine, we can't. So just thinking, do we go for, if we got another cheap performance update we can put on, could go for that, try and add more. Yeah, we'll go for that. So we've got then 3 nice updates coming then for Spain onwards. So that'll be quite a nice little upgrade package. Also, looks like, in fact, we're going to have such a nice upgrade package, because if those parts come through, the chassis for, what you call it, the engine, that'll be a very good update. The wheel rim, the Venturi tunnels, and the cockpit weight reduction, that's 5 updates. That's a really nice little update package, I think, we've got there. So, yeah, we're still leading the Drivers' Championship by 10 points. Obviously, gap has come down. Constructors, we're now almost 30 points behind. So that's a bit disappointing. But other than that, that's then it for this morning. And I'll be back later for another race for what will be then the Imola Grand Prix. Yeah, we'll be back then with that a little bit later on today for round number 7 of this championship season. See you all then.